Area 51, a name that has been synonymous with mysteries, government denial, and alien conspiracies for years. But what has come to light now is not just talk, now evidence has come to light. Bob Lazar, the same man who first claimed that he worked on alien technology in Area 51, has now appeared again on Joe Rogan's podcast, but this time he has declassified photos that were kept hidden for decades. Now the question is, why were they hidden, and from whom? I went inside that thing, and it was not made for any human being. You couldn't even stand inside unless you reached the very center. It was made for a creature about 3 feet tall. Hearing such things gives goosebumps, and when Bob tells that some crafts were going in the opposite direction of the wind, the mind goes numb. These photos show flying discs, underground facilities, and things whose design does not match human technology. Is this proof of aliens? Or is there some truth hidden for decades that is about to come out now? If you think you have heard everything about Area 51, then wait. Because what is coming out now could be the biggest truth in human history. So don't miss the video, because now the curtain has been lifted. So don't miss the video. And if you want to stay updated with more such shocking and revealing content, like, share, and subscribe to the channel now, because the truth is just getting started. Whenever Area 51 is talked about, one name comes first: Bob Lazar. This is the same man who first claimed that he has worked on alien technology in America's most secret place. But his claim was as shocking as it became full of controversies. Bob Lazar says that he was called to work at a place named S4 near Area 51 in the 1980. S for a very secret project. His job there was to understand a strange flying disc, which he himself considers to be an alien craft. Lazar says that the technology of this spacecraft was so advanced that it is beyond human imagination. But as soon as he told these things in public, his life changed completely. Lazar's profession and education controversy. Bob calls himself a scientist and engineer. He said that he had studied in top science colleges like MIT and Caltech, but when reporters and critics investigated, they did not find his name or records in any university. This is where the conspiracy begins. Some people believe that the government deliberately erased his academic records so that his credibility is lost and people think he is a liar. Now the question arises, is he lying, or is he being punished for speaking the truth? The 1989 interview, When the Storm Arose. The biggest turning point came in 1989 when investigative journalist George Knapp interviewed him. At that time, Lazar spoke under a pseudonym, hiding his face, but the things he told were shocking to the world. He told that he saw UFO-like crafts with his own eyes, saw them being tested, and tried to understand that alien technology. In a few weeks, he also made his identity public, and from then on, a different game started. Threats, car chases, and attempts to erase records. Lazar claimed that he was being monitored, and some forces wanted to silence him. People are divided into two groups. Some call him a liar, while some consider him a whistleblower who is trying to bring out the truth. Now the question is, if he is telling the truth, then why is the government so scared? And if he is a liar, then why has he been after him for so many years? What is behind the mysterious walls of Area 51? That still remains a question. But Bob Lazar has definitely put the first crack in that wall. When Bob Lazar showed some new photos on Joe Rogan's podcast, everyone was shocked, because these weren't just random internet photos. These were images that had been hidden from the world until now. The question arises, where did these photos come from? Some people believe that this is a government leak, that is, a government insider brought this information out. At the same time, some say that an insider, whistleblower himself, gave these photos to Bob Lazar so that he could show them to the world. Bob did not directly tell how he got these photos, but his hint was clear. These are the things that I saw myself in S4, meaning either he took them himself or he got them from sources that were present there. Now let's talk about what is in these photos. The most shocking thing seen in the pictures are flying saucers. That is, those round, metallic objects that are often shown in UFO sightings. Their designs are such that they do not match any existing human technology. Some photos also show control panels, but there are no wires, no buttons, everything is smooth and seamless, like the set of a futuristic sci-fi movie. And the most interesting thing, the size of those interiors is very small. Bob says that he went inside and it was difficult to even stand there unless standing right in the center. This means that these crafts were not made for humans. He said, they seemed to be designed for small creatures of 3 feet. Now think, if a human cannot fit into an aircraft in which, then for whom is it made? Another point that came out from the photos was that these crafts flew against the airflow. Bob said that when he once saw that saucer flying, the wind was blowing towards the west, but that object was moving rapidly towards the east, as if it was ignoring the rules of the wind. That is, this was not a normal engine-powered aircraft. So the question is this evidence of alien technology? Or is it some ultra-secret military technology that we have not even been able to understand? And if all this is true, then why was it hidden from us for so many years? Everything you have heard so far, Bob Lazar's claims, strange photos, and small flying discs, all point to the same question. Is this really alien technology? First of all, let's talk about those flying saucers, which Bob keeps mentioning. Their shape is such that it does not match our today's technology at all. Neither do they have wings nor any external parts of the engine. Yet they fly in the air, and that too in a direction that is opposite to the wind. Now, any engineer or scientist will tell you that for anything to fly, its aerodynamics, that is, the structure to cope with the wind, is very important. But these crafts ignore the wind. Bob himself says that he saw that the saucer was flying fast in the opposite direction of the wind, without any noise, without any vibration. That means it was not a jet or a drone. So then the question arises, has man created such a technology that can break the laws of physics? Or is it something from another world? Bob Lazar's biggest claim is related to this, element 115. This is not a common element. Bob had said that this mysterious element was being used to operate that alien craft. Till that time, there was no such element in the periodic table. But later, that is years later, scientists discovered this element and named it moscovium, element 115. Now, is this just a coincidence, or did Bob Lazar really know something that was hidden from all of us? Bob says that this element 115 was the power source of that saucer. That is, gravity was bent from it. If this is true, then it means that science far beyond our thinking is working here. Now let's talk about another surprising thing, those 3 feet long creatures, which Bob mentions again and again. When he went inside that flying saucer and saw it, his first reaction was, this is not made for any human being. He said that there was so little space inside the craft that a normal person could not even stand in it. Everything was small, round, and compact, as if it was designed not for a child, but for a small creature. Now you think for yourself, in such a secret place of America, such an advanced spacecraft, and that too which is not fit for humans, then for whom was it made? Is it the same alien species about which it has been said for decades that they are among us? Or is it some intelligent life form from which the government is keeping us away till now? Some people say that this is just secret military tech, but the question still remains the same. Such technology, which manipulates gravity, ignores the direction of the wind, and is so small that a human cannot fit in it, can it be made by humans? Or is Bob Lazar really bringing out the truth which has been hidden for years? There are many questions, but perhaps the answers are now slowly coming to the fore. Now the biggest question is this. If there was really alien technology in Area 51, then why did the government hide it for so many years? Did they not want to tell it just so that panic does not spread among the people? Imagine if someday the government itself comes on the microphone and says, "Yes, we are in contact with aliens, and their spaceships are with us." Then what will happen? People will panic out of fear. Religious questions will arise, there will be a conflict between science and faith, and there will be chaos all over the world. Perhaps the government was afraid of this, that people are not mentally prepared to know such a big truth. But there can be another big reason behind all this: military supremacy. That is, America is hiding this alien tech only so that it can reverse engineer it, meaning open that technology and understand it and make it for itself. If that alien spacecraft really works and can bend gravity, then imagine how big a power will the country that makes such a weapon or vehicle become. What could be a better opportunity than this to get ahead of enemy countries? And Area 51 has been a place where secret projects have been carried out since the beginning. Its history begins from the Cold War era, when America and Russia were trying to defeat each other. At that time, America started using Area 51 as a testing and research zone. Here, secret planes like U-2 spy plane, SR-71 Blackbird were made, which could fly without being seen by the enemies. And all this happened without any public information, that is, in total secrecy. Apart from this, there were also such projects whose money came directly from the black budget, the money which is not shown in the government books, meaning public money was invested in such research about which the public does not know anything. So think, if the government is really working on alien tech, then why would it ever want the rest of the world to know about it? That is why, when people like Bob Lazar try to speak the truth, they are suppressed. Their statements are dismissed as conspiracy, because the real game that is going on is kept out of the understanding of the common people. Now, the question is not, is the government hiding something? The question is, how long will it hide it? When Bob Lazar appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast after years of silence, people thought that perhaps the truth would now come out. Joe Rogan, who is known for his sharp questions and no-nonsense attitude, himself was surprised to hear Lazar's words. The first thing, Bob repeated, was the same thing that made him famous or infamous all over the world. I have seen a flying disc myself. It was an alien craft. I used to work on it in the S4 section of Area 51. Looking at Rogan's face at that moment, anyone could understand that he had no idea that the matter would turn out to be so deep. Then Bob told that he had gone inside that craft, and what he saw there was like a sci-fi movie. It was so small that I could not even stand in it properly, as if it was made for a small creature. He said that there were no wires, no knobs, everything was smooth, as if it was made of one solid piece. Joe immediately asked, "Did you see him flying?" Bob said, "Yes, I did. He was flying in the opposite direction of the wind, as if he did not care about gravity at all." This straightforward talk silenced even Rogan. Throughout the podcast, Joe pauses several times to try to understand what Bob is saying, and at times he himself says, "Dude, if all this is true, then this is the biggest story ever." And this is why when this episode came on YouTube, it went viral within a few hours. Millions of people watched it, shared it, and circulated the clips on social media. Bob Lazar started trending again. People's opinions were divided. Some said, "This man is speaking the truth. The government is hiding a lot from us." While some said, "This is just an old conspiracy, but it is definitely entertaining." But the most important thing was the renewed interest of people in UFOs and Area 51. After a long time, an interview made people think whether there is really something around us that is being hidden from us. The truth, fear, and trust in Bob Lazar's words gave the entire conversation such a turn that people will not be able to forget it for years. When Bob Lazar first talked about alien craft in Element 115, the scientific world was divided into two parts. On one side, believers who consider everything he says to be true, and on the other side, skeptics who think that all this is just a well-thought-out story. The biggest question for scientists was, does what Lazar said fit the rules of physics? He says that alien spacecraft fly by bending gravity. That means no engine, no fuel, just an energy source that manipulates gravity. Now, science says that bending or warping gravity is possible in theory, but it requires so much energy that we cannot obtain with today's technology. And this is the reason why many scientists dismiss Bob's words as sci-fi. But there are some who believe that Bob is not telling any film story. He is giving a glimpse of that world, which we have not yet understood. Now let's talk about the mysterious thing that fueled this debate, element 197 of 115. Bob Lazar said in 1989 that the same element was the power source of the alien spacecraft. He said that with the help of this element, the craft used to bend gravity, meaning a power that would allow it to fly in the air without making any sound. But the funny thing is, at that time there was no such element officially in the periodic table. People made fun of his words. They said, if there was such an element, science would know about it. Then something happened that surprised everyone. In the year 2003, Russian and American scientists together synthesized a new element whose atomic number was 115, and later it was named moscovium. Now the important thing is that the element that the scientists created was very unstable. It would perish in a few milliseconds. But Bob said that the version he had was a stable isotope, that is, one that would last for a long time. Some researchers believe there may be a stable version that we haven't found yet. So the question is, did Bob Lazar really see something that science is now understanding? Or is he just lying so good that he's getting ahead of science? The scientific community is still divided. Some think he's a fraud, while others say if even 1% of it is true, we'll have to rethink everything. And that's why Bob Lazar's story remains a mystery. Whatever Bob Lazar has told so far, the photos that have come out and the things that have happened in Joe Rogan's podcast, if all this is true, then think how big it means. The first question that arises is man not alone in this universe? That we do not consider the existence of elements as limited to the universe as a whole. If alien crafts exist on our planet, if research is being done on them, and if that technology is really so advanced that it can control gravity, then our entire understanding changes. We were assuming that man is the most evolved species, but if the technology of aliens has reached us, then it means that they have contacted our planet somewhere. And think, if their technology has reached here, then are they themselves also somewhere around here? Now, Bob Lazar is not the only one who is making such claims. In the last few years, many whistleblowers have emerged, people who have worked in the government or military, and are now daring to speak the truth. Some of them said that they have seen unidentified crafts, some said that alien materials have been kept in the lab, and some even said that non-human biologics have also been found. Not only this, now all these things are not limited to YouTube or podcasts. There are proper hearings going on in the U.S. Congress where government officials are being asked, what have you kept hidden about UFOs? Just a while ago, the Pentagon also released some videos in which strange flying objects are clearly visible. There are no wings, no propellers, but still they are flying very fast in the air and suddenly disappear. Now the matter has gone beyond a joke or conspiracy. Things are coming out at the government level as well. The question is all this an attempt to gradually prepare people for the real truth? That is, what Bob Lazar said 30 years ago is now slowly coming into the mainstream. Has the time come when the truth will be revealed to everyone? And if yes, are we ready for it? Now the question is not just about UFO. Now it is not just about Bob Lazar's claims. Now the issue is, do we have the right to know the truth? Imagine if whatever Bob Lazar is saying is true. If alien spacecrafts are really kept in Area 51, if the government has been quietly working on this technology for the last 50, 60 years, then this is not just the story of one person. This is the biggest news of the entire humanity. We were told that we are alone in this universe, that the rules of science that we have understood are the ultimate truth. But if there is a power somewhere that can control gravity, can fly in the air without any fuel, then we will have to think everything again. Now, a big question arises here. Is it right to hide the truth? Don't common people have the right to know what is happening in the projects being run with their tax money? Or is the truth so heavy that knowing it can be dangerous for people? Amidst all these questions, we want to ask you, what do you think? Is Bob Lazar telling the truth? Is alien technology really hidden in Area 51? Are governments slowly preparing us for this truth? Be sure to tell us in the comments, because no one person has the answer to this story, but we all have to understand it together. And if you think that this information should reach others as well, then definitely share this video, because the more people ask questions, the sooner the truth will come out. Remember, the truth is right in front of us, but we don't want to see it. Now the time has come for us to question, think, and demand answers.